Hello everybody, we are live. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. Welcome back to yet another Live Monday. My name is, in case you missed it or you are new here, my name is Laura Cantu. I am super happy to be back here today with another live Q&A session. Remember that we do these live Q&A sessions every month, usually at the end of the month. So since today is literally the last day of February, we are having a little Q&A session. You know, I will be answering the most frequently asked questions that I get, during live streams in social media that parents, that students make me, and that they have often about the college admissions process. So definitely stay tuned, definitely ask questions, and, share this video with somebody who might need it. I want to also say hello to those of you watching and, saying hi in the comment section. We have Dan Schrader saying hello again. Hello, Dan. Thank you so much for joining us today. Oh, that's a little big. That's good. All right. Hi, Dan. Welcome to our live session. Welcome. I hope you are having a great Monday and that you had an amazing weekend. We have Jenna Dean saying hello. Hi, Jenna. Super happy to have you back. How was your weekend? And let us know whether you're a parent or student. I know, Jenna, you've been here before and that you are from New Jersey. So thank you so much for joining. Always here every week. Super thankful for that. We have Lilia watching. Hi, Lilia. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as we are, joining, let me know whether you are a parent or a student. And let me know, any question that you have. During our Spanish live stream today, we had a very insightful presentation. We had a lot of parents joining us because usually in our Spanish live streams, it's mostly parents who join, those live events. And we had a lot of very good questions that they were asking. So I might, share those with you because it might be a question that you will most likely have, whether it is that you are right now in middle school and, you're not yet in high school, so you might not have that question yet. But I will share some of the biggest questions because there was a few, repeats, a few questions that were asked by definitely different people, a couple of times. So I will answer those. And I also want to invite you to follow our social media. This is for our English channel, as we said before. We have an English and a Spanish account, and for our English channel, it's everything, all of our handles, and if you want to search us on YouTube or on Facebook, all you have to write is Best College Aid USA. So if you want to join us and watch our content in English, follow us in our English accounts. Just follow Best College Aid USA. And if you happen to want to watch us in Spanish, or follow us on our Spanish content, for our Spanish content, follow Best College Aid. That's the name of our Spanish accounts. And also a reminder of our weekly live schedule is we have live streams Mondays and Tuesdays. And we do it in Spanish and in English. You are watching our English live stream right now, obviously. And we go live in Spanish at 1 p.m. And then at 3 p.m. we go live in English on Facebook and on YouTube. And then we do Instagram and TikTok lives every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Spanish and 3 p.m. Eastern Time for English. So definitely join those live streams and take advantage of it. Alrighty, so live Q&A session. I'm gonna kick it right off before we start getting to the user questions. The people watching us. I'm going to answer some of the frequently asked questions and questions that we saw today during our Spanish live stream. So a lot of people were asking us, there was a couple of parents of middle school students, and they asked, when is the right time to start practicing an extracurricular activity? Now, this is a big question that we get asked a lot. And usually for middle school parents and for middle school students, we recommend that students start practicing an extracurricular either in middle school, as early as middle school, or, as early as freshman year of high school. And when it comes to extracurriculars, we don't want, I wouldn't recommend, just having your student, or if you're the student watching this, just practicing something just because it might look cool in a college application, or because my friend does this, so I'm going to stick with it. I don't love it, but I get to do it with my friends, Practice an extracurricular that you're passionate about, that the student is passionate about, because this will make the whole process so much easier, It'll make the process of, going to practice, going to rehearsal, going to a club meeting more enjoyable than, if you're doing something that you're just doing it because your parents are making you, or because, you signed up for it and you feel bad. You might just drop out eventually. You are not going to be motivated to look for colleges that offer scholarships, or to look for scholarships, or, to go through the recruitment process. Or let's say, because this happened with a friend of mine who was a swimmer, and he was a talented swimmer. He was just a talented athlete, student athlete overall. And his parents basically made him swim all his life. He wanted to do something else, perhaps football or a different sport, but his parents, had been paying for swim lessons, and they thought that it was the best sport. He made it all through high school, was low-key not miserable, but, he would go to practice and just not enjoy it as much. He was able to get a scholarship, but by his freshman year of high school, after that first semester of college, he was done. He was, worn out. He didn't want to do it anymore because he wasn't motivated, because it wasn't his passion. So, moral of the story is, always do an extracurricular that your student, if your student's passionate about something, encourage them to do something that they like. Because this will make the process far more enjoyable for the parent, for the student, and it's going to be, better and easier for them to be motivated to try and be better, try to improve, etc. So yeah, that's the answer to when should students start practicing extracurriculars, and what type of extracurriculars should they do. Whatever the student is most passionate about, maybe something that has to do with the field that the student might want to, go into. I had a lot of friends in high school. My high school personally had an engineering club. It was a very strong, it was a magnet school, and they had a big engineering club, engineering program. So most of the students who were part of the engineering club, went on to go to really good engineering schools. My fellow classmate, she went to Florida Polytech with a full ride scholarship. And I remember since freshman year, she was in the engineering club. There was even competitions for the engineering club. It was like a robotics type of thing. And they built, robots. There was also just engineering, I forget what it was, but like design competition. So they had to build a raft and see which raft was better, and all these different things. There was also computer science club, and students went to coding competitions, etc. So there are extracurriculars that are not just strictly sports. There are extracurriculars that are not just strictly arts. There can be academic-based extracurriculars like the ones I just described, and it's all about, finding the one that's best for you, for your student. Alrighty? Another question that we were asked, and that we get asked a lot, is when should the student fill out the FAFSA? Now, filling out the FAFSA is something that must be done on a first, the FAFSA, federal aid, works on a first come, first served basis. So the student should always fill out the FAFSA form, the parents and students should always be filling these forms out as soon as it becomes available. And when is that? October 1st. All right. Every year on October 1st, the FAFSA becomes available for parents and students to fill out. So that means that, as soon as that October 1st, date approaches or, happens, it's time to fill it out. There's, forms that the student and the parent is going to have ready, on deck before they apply. So it's important that the student and the parent are prepared. Inside of Best College Aid, we have a tutorial, a step-by-step tutorial where we talk about, step-by-step what has to be done in order to fill out these forms correctly. Because yes, it's simple. Filling these forms out is not rocket science, but it does have to be done correctly, because every year there are parents and students who fail to fill out this form correctly, and they can miss out on thousands of dollars in aid and scholarships. It can delay the process of receiving financial aid, and you want to avoid this, right? You want to know, if you're a student who's going, who's applying to many schools and it's trying to make a decision, if you make a mistake on the FAFSA, you're going to have to, go back and change all the mistakes, fix those mistakes. And that's just going to push back the time, to when you can know how much money you can receive. It's going to push everything back. Colleges might not be able to, they will not be able to see how much your family makes, so your financial aid package might be delayed. You might not know till later. So it's better to do it on time and correctly so you can avoid all these things, all these issues. So yeah, another thing that I want to do is say and share with you is, if you haven't done so already, I strongly encourage you to watch our free webinar, 6 Steps to Go to College with Scholarships. This webinar is filled with information. I mean, we answer literally the 6 secrets to go to college with scholarships. And it's a very helpful training. We've had hundreds of students watch this with their parents or just by themselves, and they tell us that they learn more watching this webinar than they did or they do with their high school counselors. Now I will show you how you can access this training here. There you go. Let me share my screen with you. All you have to do is scroll down and click on right here. It says free webinar in this link, and you will click on the link and it will redirect you to the registration page where you can watch our free training, 6 Steps to Go to College with Scholarships. This training has, it will teach you how to look for scholarships and financial aid, how to make your college application stand out, how to write a great college essay, which a lot of students ask us about, how to understand the 4 types of financial aid and scholarships available to you student, or you as a parent, whether you are a student or a parent watching this. We'll have a little Best College Aid introduction, to our course if you're interested. And additionally, there is live chat support available all throughout the webinar. So if you are interested in joining us and watching this super informative free training, click the link below this video. Now, another thing that's linked underneath this video is everything we talked about during this past month, during these live streams. It's basically our February recap. We had live streams every Monday of the month, this past month. And we talked about, February 7th, we talked about how to improve your standardized tests. February 14th, we spoke about how to win private scholarships. And on the 21st, which was a week ago, we explained some of the biggest mistakes people make when paying for college. And we, warn you against making these mistakes. And we also share with you, during this live stream, the things that can be done to avoid falling into debt. So definitely encourage you to watch those videos, watch those, the repetition of those live streams, because trust me, they are very informative. And let me share my screen with you so you can see, not that. you can see where those links are. I mean, you see the live stream. If you're watching this, all you have to do is click here, February recap, and you can select which video you would like to watch, and which video you would like to see. The replay, the live replay, I guess. Alrighty, so I was talking about, some of the questions that we've been asked. And another thing that we talked about earlier today in our Spanish live stream that a lot of parents were asking us about was scholarships. We had a parent ask us, she mentioned that her daughter was currently a senior in high school. And she mentioned that, she had received a financial aid package from the school that she wanted to go to, and that, she had received some institutional scholarships, but she was wondering if she could still apply to private scholarships. Now, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago during our How to Win Private Scholarships live stream, which is attached to this video. But yes, the answer is yes. And we told her you can still apply for scholarships, for private scholarships specifically, after you've been accepted into college. As a matter of fact, students can apply for private scholarships even when they're already in college. And way before, when the student is in, before their senior year of high school, there's private scholarships available for a lot of students, a lot of types of students who are in middle school, students who are starting high school. There are even private scholarships for, doctorates, degrees, for PhDs, for, graduate school, etc. So, yes. The answer is you can still apply, and I will share with you some websites that you can use in order to apply for, or to look for private scholarships. So these are called scholarship search engines, and scholarship search engines are, very, very, very helpful when it comes to applying to private scholarships. So this is our favorite and the one that we always recommend for students. It's called fastweb.com. Now, you literally only have to type fastweb.com and you will be redirected right there to the Fastweb website. Fastweb is your connection to college scholarships, financial aid, and more. So how does it work? You sign up, you create an account. You have to say whether you're a student or the parent of a student. So parents of students can actually join FastWeb and help their students find scholarships. You fill out your birthday, your account, password. You decide whether or not you want to be included in the email list, notifications, etc. And once you create your account, you will be able to create a student a student portal, which is basically students fill out a form where they list their age, gender, what grade they're in, what they want to study, what type of university they want to go to. And what this scholarship search engine does is it takes the students' information and it matches that with scholarships that they can qualify for. Because another thing to know about private scholarships, not institutional scholarships or federal scholarships, or state scholarships, private scholarships specifically, not every student is going to be able to apply or be eligible for every type of private scholarships. There are scholarships that are, specific to a major, specific to students' nationality, students, religion. There are religious scholarships. So let's say you are Christian and you go to a Christian, local church. There are churches that hold scholarship programs, same thing for, Catholic churches, some Jewish churches do this as well. So it's not only organizations, it's also, foundations, even individuals like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. There are big companies such as the Coca-Cola Foundation. And there's also private scholarships with, smaller, companies, smaller establishments. My local, it wasn't my eye doctor, but my friends, and I talked about this last week. My friend from high school, she went to an optometrist. She wore glasses, and that office, that eye doctor, was holding a scholarship contest for students that were his clients, and he was giving, I believe it was $1,500, and all students had to do was write an essay about how wearing glasses basically shaped their life. And my friend was actually able to win this scholarship. So this was something that was really cool, and it goes to show that, there are smaller private scholarships, and by smaller, I don't mean like the size of the award is smaller. I mean that they're not as known as, a big scholarship such as the Bill and Melinda Gates, Coca-Cola, Comcast, all those big scholarships that might be a little bit more competitive because a lot of students know about it. So that's why using scholarship search engines such as FastWeb, let me show you another one, such as scholarships.com. You go into scholarships.com, and if it loads, there you go, scholarships.com, same thing. Get matched with scholarships today. What grade are you in high school? Let's say you are a freshman, birth month June 4th. What would a freshman be in? If it's class of 2025, I would say they were born in 2006. That might be completely wrong. Anyways, you fill out that, and you will it's basically the same process as FastWeb. You'll be connected with scholarships that, are better for you or are suited towards you, the answers that you have submitted. Now, I see that Dan is asking, what do colleges want to see the most in an application? That's an amazing question, Dan. So, what do colleges care about more in an application? The answer to this is it depends. And, every college is different, people have this idea that colleges only care about grades and test scores. But that's not true. When colleges look at an application, they will look at grades. That will make a big portion of their application of what they consider. But another big aspect is, depending on the school, standardized test scores. Actually, a lot of colleges nowadays are kind of moving away from looking at standardized test scores. Some are making it optional. Some schools are not requiring it at all. Some schools still require it. So it depends on the school. But extracurriculars and leadership position might play as big of a role in your college application process on what colleges are looking for as grades. Because colleges, a school is not going to look at their applicants, and, they will not, colleges don't want to get a bunch of kids who got straight A's, but they didn't do any extracurriculars, Colleges want a diverse class. They want a well-rounded class, which is important, and that's why it's important for students and to try to be as well-rounded as possible. Of course, having good grades, will help you, will increase your chances of getting accepted, but being well-rounded, being involved, having something that helps you stand out is just as important. So make sure that when you are doing all these things, like preparing for SATs, ACTs, trying to get good grades, trying to pass AP exams, you don't forget about extracurriculars and leadership positions, because these things matter. Colleges want students that are leaders, students that will bring something to the table when they apply to a college, all right? So a great question. And you can actually see some colleges do list in their website exactly what they want to see in an incoming class, in what roles they would like to fulfill, what type of students they would like to have. So inside of Best College Aid, we actually have a tutorial where we explain this more in depth. So if you would like to learn a little bit more about Best College Aid, if you watch our free webinar, the one that I talked about earlier, the 6 secrets to go to college with scholarship, at the end, we do talk about what Best College Aid has to offer, and we do have a sale at the end for everybody who watches this free webinar, a discount to join Best College Aid. So I definitely recommend watching this webinar because not only will you learn the 6 secrets that helped my family and I all go to college with full tuition scholarships. You know, we didn't have to pay anything towards tuition. It also, you know, has helped other students, but you can also see what we offer at Best College Aid, and you can, you know, get a discount for it. So definitely go check that out. And I see that you asked another question. Oops, that's very huge. Sorry about that. All right. So Dan's asking if two scholarships that I am applying for require an essay, can I use the same one for both the prompt if both the prompt is the same? All right, so great question. If you are applying to 2 scholarships that require an essay and the prompt question is the same, can you use the same essay? If the prompt is literally the same exact prompt and it's completely different scholarships, you could use the same essay. I would, however, you know, if the scholarship, let's say, is a scholarship, you know, if the company, let's say it's a private scholarship for a company or organization, I would tailor it more to what that organization is, you know, stands for, or something that they would like to hear, if that makes sense. So, you know, let's say they're asking about leadership and you're applying to, it's a leadership scholarship, and both companies have some sort of, you know, motto or something that they, you know, a mission that they try to fulfill. Maybe try to tailor it slightly towards something that that company would like to hear. Now, let's say that the prompts are somewhat similar, but, you know, there's a little bit of a tweak in each question. Make sure that you're answering the question correctly. So just because there's 2 prompts that are somewhat similar, make sure that you're reading them very, very carefully. And if there's a little bit of a difference between the 2 questions, you are still putting in some work. And of course, you can reuse the same story, the same experience in an essay, but tweak it so it fits that scholarship, if that makes sense. Because usually scholarships, you know, private scholarships that ask you for an essay, there's a mission behind it, and they will brief, you know, what they are looking for in applicants, why they're doing this scholarship in the first place, etc. So do your research. But great question, Dan. Thank you so much for that question. It was great. And I want to remind you guys that we have linked to this video our past live streams, so you can see them, you can watch them, you can comment in the comment section of these videos to ask questions, and we will try to answer it. Additionally, if you have any questions and this video is over, because, you know, we can't be live 24/7, send us an email at support@bestcollegeaid.com. This is our live stream schedule for our weekly lives. So we will be live on Instagram and TikTok tomorrow at 1 p.m. in Spanish and 3 p.m. in our English accounts. Once again, these are our handles for our English, you know, social media accounts. So YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. If you want to go follow us there, I encourage you to follow us there because we do go live every Tuesday and Monday, and we want you to take advantage of, you know, these live streams and ask questions. All right, so that's all for today. It was a quick one. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, make sure that you sign up for our free webinar, 6 Steps to Go to College with Scholarships. The link is below this video. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow during our Instagram and TikTok lives. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My name is Laura Cantu, and I will hopefully see you again tomorrow or next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.